Welcome to the instructional video for the COMFOCUS Toolbox. This video will guide you step by step through the platform. It is divided into 3 phases. Phase 1, Create Study. Phase 2, Create Survey. And Phase 3, Implement Survey Design. Phase 1, Create Study. To begin, you must log into the COMFOCUS website using either of the 2 links on the screen. Follow the instructions to guide you to the website of the toolbox and log in using your credentials. After a successful login, it is time to get familiar with the platform. Let's start with Phase 1 by creating a study. The first step to create a study is providing a description of the study's characteristics, which is called the metadata. A study's metadata includes all the necessary details about the study. To start, click on plus icon. Please input the data required in the pop-up box and click on Create. The Edit Study page contains all the information of a study. Let us edit the study. The first header shows the metadata, which is a collection of fields that help to identify the study. Its content can be edited by clicking on the pencil icon to the right here. The second header is Share. It shows the shareability of the study. As the creator of the study, you automatically become the study owner. It is possible for you to transfer this role to someone else by editing the owner field under the header Metadata. As the study owner role, it is your responsibility to arrange the sharing properties of a study. Start by clicking on the button Add User to the Study. This means that you can choose the other users involved and assign roles for them in the study. Pick a name of your colleagues from the drop-down list and a corresponding role to the user. For more detail on each of the roles, please refer to the COMFOCUS Toolbox manual. Then, click on Add User to the Study. You can add multiple users at a time. Under the third header, Links, you can add anything with a URL address relevant to the study for quick accessibility. For example, a project website or a published article, by clicking on Add New Link. Under the fourth header, Surveys, you can add a new survey. Under the final header, Datasets, you are allowed to upload datasets that may be relevant to the study, so you can have all the relevant information in one location. Now that we covered how to create and edit a study, it is time to return to the home page. Search Study page. To do so, you can click on the first icon in the navigation pane, Book icon, or click on the Wageningen University logo. Your new study will now be visible at the top of the Study List table. This table contains a list of all the studies you are involved in and studies that other researchers have made visible. So you can use it to search and find studies. Providing accurate study metadata and details in the first step of creating a study enables your study to be findable and linkable to other researchers and studies. This is a key part of conducting responsible research following the FAIR data principles, meaning that data is findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. You can use the funnel icon above the table on the left side to quickly filter through studies in the study list table. You can choose from 3 options available to you: Show Own Studies, Show Shared Studies, and Show Closed Studies. Click on any study to have a quick view of a study's metadata details. For studies that are not shared with you, their metadata will not be visible to you. In this pop-up window, you can quickly access links, surveys, and datasets. You can also choose to edit the study, if you have access, send an email to the owner, or delete it, if you are the study owner. You can click on the funnel icon within the header row to apply quick filters. Lastly, use the search bar to find relevant studies based on their metadata. Providing the metadata of studies enables these options to operate with ease. Phase 2. Create survey. There are 3 methods to create a survey. The first method is going through the Edit Study page. Surveys can be created and managed in the Studies Edit page under the Surveys header. Let's create a new survey by clicking on the button. You will be redirected to the table of harmonized components, which can also be found when you click on the binoculars or magnifying glass icon at the left hand in the navigation pane. The Harmonized Protocol Search tool is the heart and core of the COMFOCUS Toolbox. It is a library featuring all the available harmonized components added by the scientific community. It will show you the category, concept, and keywords related to the component. Before we move forward, let us familiarize ourselves with this page. Most importantly, this page has 2 viewing modes between which you can toggle through. The search mode. This mode is to browse through the available harmonized components before making your selection for the survey. The other mode, the select mode that the page is currently on, is to select desired components to compose your survey. This mode needs to be activated to select components. To explore a specific harmonized component, click on the component to open the information about the component. Here, languages available, links, and metadata are shown. You can also export the component without metadata using the button below. For more details, please refer to the COMFOCUS Toolbox manual. The blue vertical sidebar on the right keeps track of all the harmonized components that you have selected to use in the survey, while you toggle back and forth with the search and select modes. Let's switch back to the mode Select and select the harmonized components you want to study in your survey. You will see your selection listed in the blue sidebar if you expand it. When you are ready with selecting the harmonized components, click on this icon to start composing your survey. The last step to create the survey is selecting the survey's language, name, and study. Once completed, click on Create to begin. You will be redirected to the Edit Survey page. This is the page that shows all the components in what is called the Survey Design Tree, which is the survey outline on the left. You can expand each bar by clicking on the arrowhead next to it. To edit the lineup of the Survey Design Tree, you can drag and place any bar to fit your preference. Here is an example to help understand the design tree. Each aspect has a different color. We will go over them one by one. For more detail about the survey characteristics, please refer to the COMFOCUS Toolbox manual. When selecting a harmonized component for your survey, its groupings, questions, items, and answer options are already pre-selected. This makes it easy for researchers to create surveys without too much work. So, you only have to adjust the characteristics to suit the needs of your survey. To start editing and structuring the survey's content, an explanatory text can be provided to explain the objective of your survey. Next, click on a component's name. Using the pencil icon, you can make changes to a component's metadata in terms of name, definition, type, and background documents to match the survey's desired content. To add a new rule to the component, click on Rules. Click on the plus icon to add a rule. You can choose a question belonging to the component and create a rule for it. You can select an answer option, operation, value, whether item is equal, greater, or less than. You can determine the flow, which component, question, or answer to go to next. Now let's go into a component's questions. Let's use the harmonized component Food Choice Questionnaire as an example and go into one of its questions. Here, you can adjust the question's properties. You can also add a code to the question to identify it. After structuring your survey design tree and adapting the harmonized components and their contents to fit your needs, it is time to check if you have all you need. In case you missed to add a component during survey creation, it can still be added afterwards by right-clicking on the bar displaying the name of the survey, header of the survey design tree, and selecting Add Harmonized Component or Add Component. To add harmonized components, a table of all the harmonized components found on the Harmonized Protocol page is displayed here. A harmonized component can be selected by ticking the box. Multiple components could be selected in one go. After harmonized components is added to the design tree, you can also change its placement in the survey design tree. You can also create a component yourself by adding a new custom component. This will require you to provide its name, definition, and category type, which you can select from a drop-down list. Moreover, a component can be edited by right-clicking on the desired component and selecting one of the following options. Add a question item, add grouping, delete component, or copy component to best suit the survey structure and design. Let's check out how to add a question item first. To create a new question or item in a component, a label for the question itself, code for the question, if it is a reverse item, brief text explaining the question, and the grouping which it falls under are required to be able to create a new question or item. To add a grouping to a component, name, definition, and a short explanatory text are required to create a grouping, after which you can adjust its placement under the component. Similar to a component, a question or item could be edited by right-clicking on it and selecting one of the following options. Delete question item, add classification answer, add other answer. Let us start with adding a classification answer. To create a new classification answer for the question or item, there are two options. The first option is to select a classification or scale from a drop-down list that has all the harmonized classification answer options in the toolbox. The second option is to create a custom classification answer option. This is done by switching the toggle button from Harmonized Classification to Custom Classification. Then click on Add New Custom Classification. To To create a custom classification, a name for it is required. Then you can click on the Add button to add the answer options and their associated labels. There is no limit to how many options you can add. Let us try a simple example. Yes, I do not know. No. Then click on Create. It will be shown under the question. Lastly, to add other answer option without multiple options, a name and description is required to save the answer option. Now we have went over all the instructions on how to create a survey on COMFOCUS Toolbox. All your changes have been saved in the tool. Let us return to the home page, Search Study, to explore how to export a survey from a study. Phase 3. Implement Survey Design. In the last part, we will explore how to export a survey. As mentioned before, to quickly access a study's metadata, click on your study in the table. By clicking on the study demo that we created, we can see the survey demo that we just created. To export the survey, click on the Export button and a pop-up box will appear. There are 3 export types: without metadata, with metadata, and Qualtrics. This type is still not active, but will be active soon. Choose your desired export type and click on Export. Let us select the type without metadata and download the survey to see what it looks like. The export is in a Microsoft Word format, as it is the most convenient. Now let us return to the Toolbox website. We have reached the end of the COMFOCUS Toolbox instructional video. Please refer to the COMFOCUS Toolbox manual for a more in-depth explanation of the toolbox. For any questions about COMFOCUS project, please contact info@comfocus.eu or galia.nassar@wur.nl. Thank you for watching.